Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to my next video in my series entitled Project Nostalgia. I'm probably going to be apologizing this for a while now, but I know I haven't been making videos lately. I just haven't had the time. I'm in college, got a lot of stuff going on. Trust me, if I could, I would be uploading as much, like multiple videos a week, but I just can't right now, and I hope you guys can understand that. Anyway, let's move into the video. Hope this brings back some memories. I know it did for me. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy. So I've told you guys about how I used to spend a lot of time in Wizard's Tower. This guy Trayborn, I would have, like, this conversation you had with him was, I don't know why, but I found it so funny. And I would show my friends, even my friends that didn't play RuneScape, look at this conversation you can have with this guy. It's so funny. And we would, like, laugh about it. You can read on the screen what we're saying, though I'm sure you guys have done it too. In fact, there was a what's it called, in the event where you talk to this guy. It was the Christmas event where he kind of referenced it, and I was like, haha, I remember you used to talk to this guy all the time. But yeah, anyway, while we're up here, this wizard. Okay, so when you're free to play, you still see this guy, and he has split bark armor on, and you used to talk to him, and he would tell you, I don't remember, he would tell you like how you could get his armor, but you couldn't get it, something like that, like what's that you're wearing, and I used to think it was so cool, and all my friends would think it was so cool, and I've never even worn split bark armor before, like after I got members, but anyway, he looked pretty cool for his time. While we're on the subject of NPCs that I used to talk to, this guy right here, I would have the time of my life talking to this guy, just saying R, R back and forth, and I was reminded of this because I was doing a quest and I had to talk to him the other day, and I would literally just do this. I don't know why. Then again, there's a lot of things I don't know why I did. So I know we've done Moss Giants before, but we haven't done Moss Giants here before. There was something significant about this spot. When I was first doing Dragon Slayer, I was afraid to go and fight Elvark. So I came here, there were like 2 other people chilling here, and I found these Moss Giants, and I just started killing them because I loved killing Moss Giants, because they were a good money maker for me, and good combat experience, I guess, for free to play. I guess you could say that. But anyway, yeah, I remember these adamant, I think I remember these adamant ore things being here. These are always here, right? I'm not making that up. But yeah, I always dreamed of the day that I would be able to mine those adamant ores. And I still can't mine those adamant ores. Someday. Alright, so I hadn't intended on putting this in this video, but who remembers swarms, the random event swarms? God, those things used to terrify me. You couldn't kill them, you couldn't attack them back. There used to be like a myth that you could kill them with magic, but that wasn't true. All you could do was run away. I mean, they wouldn't hit you that high, but yeah, there's just my little story for you. I'm sure most of you remember those things. Those were like the worst random event that you could get in free to play. I'm saying, not members. There are much worse ones in members, but anyway, moving on. So I was reminded today by a friend of mine named Harrikin, now is his name, I guess, and another friend of his. These herbs used to be just unidentified herbs, unids people would call them, and people would buy them for 1K each to train herblore. And I remember I used to go to the Chaos Druids. When I became member, I go to the Chaos Druids in the Taverley dungeon and kill them, and they would drop unids, and I'd sell them to people for 1K each, and they'd all look the same until you identified them. The only way you really had of knowing which herb they were was either when you go into your bank, you could store them all, and it would stack the ones that were the same, but they would all basically look like that. Oh, that always happens to me. But yeah, that was a good money maker for me. On a similar note, these uncuts. Do you guys remember when people used to trade cuts for uncuts. I remember I had an uncut diamond once. I don't remember how I got it. I think someone just gave it to me or whatever. But anyway, um, I saw this guy saying trading cuts for uncuts up to diamond, and I was like, oh, no one could ever cut diamond. It was always like ruby or emerald, and so I gave him a diamond. He gave me I gave him the uncut, and he gave me the diamond back, and it was like the happiest day of my life. And one last thing, just while we're on the subject of trading small items like that, you guys remember law runes people would like say buying a law rune 1k so that they could teleport because they didn't have teletabs. So law runes could actually make you some good money.
Round 1. Fight! Finish him!
White Knights were always a good one. I remember I would only ever fight the level 36s, and the reason I did White Knights was because I felt like they should drop something good. Like, doesn't it just look like they should drop something, like their armor or something? And back then, you didn't have, like, well, you did have, like, the fan sites that would tell you drops and stuff, but they weren't nearly as well known, and, it never even occurred to me that you could look stuff up. Quests, I never looked up quests, never looked up drops or anything. No one really did that kind of stuff. It was mainly just playing the game for fun back then. But yeah, while we're here killing these White Knights, I think I'll go into why I always bring lobsters, or I used to always bring lobsters, because I always thought that swordfish were like 400 each, lobsters were 300 each, I'm thinking around there. I never fished swordfish, I always fished lobsters, so, and I wouldn't buy them from anyone else, I would just do it on my own. So that's why I always used lobsters, even though swordfish were better, I didn't want to spend the money. Okay, this gate here is one of my earliest memories in RuneScape. I'm talking classic, RuneScape classic. I remember this gate, and I tried to go through, and he was like, oh, you have to pay 10 coins. I didn't have 10 coins, so I would always go around. Even when I did have enough money to go through, I would still go around. And eventually I did Prince Ali Rescue, and I could go through. And then they had that right-click option that used to say, pay 10 GP to go through, even after you did the quest. And I would never click that. I would always talk to the guard because I was afraid it would take 10 GP from me, even though I already did the quest. But now it looks like they got rid of that option. You could just right or left click it and you go through if you've done the quest. But I remember running around here was such a pain, even like especially when I had pures. So the hobgoblins over here used to be a hot spot. People used to kill them for the limport roots that they dropped. They drop them quite frequently because you use limport roots in free-to-play to make strength potions from the apothecary in Varric. So I would do this as well. I would mage them from across the lake here, and then when one of them dropped a limport root, I'd run around. The problem was these guys would always kill me. They were aggressive, and we're talking a long time ago, so these guys were like higher level than me, even though they're like level 28. I could have sworn they were level 40 something hobgoblins too, but maybe those are the ones in the Edgeville dungeon place that I'm thinking of. Either way, see, oh, limport seed. I used to have a lot of limport seeds too. I think I still have my collection of those, but yeah, this was one of my ways of training mage, and I always hated training mage because it was so expensive. And I know I told you guys how I used to get my runes in the the Dark Warrior Castle, but that was always such a pain. Do this on my own. It's a pretty bad money maker, if What the hell am I saying?